So for all of you out there who are pushing your body, recovering from injury, or just want to keep the machine that you're in alignment to perform at its best, I've got a very special guest on the show for you today. Dr. Alex Spinoccia, owner of Spine House Chiropractic in Raleigh, with a list of services from spinal manipulation to cupping therapy to soft tissue work and a holistic approach that aims to address the root cause of your discomfort and promote long-term recovery, which you know I'm totally into. We could all use a little bit of that. So, Alex, thank you so much for joining us on the Best of Raleigh.
Welcome to the Best of Raleigh with your host and real estate expert, Gretchen Coley, owner of the Coley Group. This show is all about the people and places that make the Raleigh area so special. Here's your host, Gretchen Coley.
I'm so excited to talk with you because I found your story to be super interesting. You know, I have a fitness background. I spent 4 years building an online fitness platform to help women who had just given birth to babies get back into working out with like 6-minute workouts and good nutrition. And so I totally understand the value of keeping your body in alignment and really strengthening yourself to perform at the optimum level. And your background's in fitness.
Yeah.
So tell me about that.
So I grew up with very active parents. My mom was very into nutrition, working out, and more cardio-based stuff, yoga, Pilates, barre. My dad was a bodybuilder as well. So growing up in that kind of household kind of pushed me eventually to play a lot of sports, try different things. And when sports kind of came to an end in high school, around 16, 17 years old, I decided to kind of promote myself more into the gym and weight train with my dad, my mom, whenever I could.
I love that.
And from there, I got certified as a personal trainer. I did some workshops on the weekend and got certified throughout my last few months of high school. Still trained through college, got my exercise science degree, and then from there, continued personal training. And that's kind of where that fitness stopped. And then I went more into chiropractic.
That's so cool because I do think that the fitness part of how your body performs is really important, and especially as you age, you know, and we all are weekend warriors, right? We all think that we can just wake up and go, you know, squat a max rep in the gym, and then for 3 days we're aching, or we all go want to run on the weekends and, you know, throw our knees and our hips and our back out of alignment. And so having the foundational piece of really having great skeletal muscle through proper training is a really important part of keeping your body healthy, right?
Of course.
So in your approach, how long have you owned Spine House? When did you open?
4 months ago.
You're so young.
Yeah, it's aging me a lot. It's a lot of work.
Nothing like owning a business to age you.
24/7. I went from working 9 to 5 to now working all day.
Yeah, all day, every day.
But I love it, and it's mine, and I'm able to put the work in to grow. And it's a lot of anxiety, it's a lot of work once again, but it's also rewarding to a point where I can't even explain to you the feeling I get waking up every day, able to do things for people that I want to do and practice how I want to practice.
It makes a big deal. So what makes you so passionate about chiropractic care?
So it didn't just start with chiropractic once again. And when I say that fitness stopped in high school and I went into chiropractic, I never stopped fitness, of course. You have to have it throughout your whole life. But I took my personal training knowledge, the certifications I had, and just took that with me through chiropractic school. I continued with not in-person training because I was so busy with school, and instead did online training so I could make some money in school. You'll be able to go out and afford books. And then as chiropractic school came to an end, I got licensed. I knew that I wanted to practice in a way that was more along the lines of rehab and have longer sessions so people aren't just coming in, getting their neck cracked and leaving. It just wasn't something I felt good about. And there's a market for that. It can work on a lot of people, but it wasn't waking me up and getting me, you know, hitting me with that great energy. So I started my business because I wanted to have longer sessions and be able to integrate more of my personal training knowledge with people, go over the programming, nutrition, and not just adjust them or do some soft tissue work, but an overall well-rounded approach I think is more necessary for about 90% of people.
I would agree with that because you can go get your back cracked anywhere, right? It might be a great back crack. It might not be a great back crack, but there's a lot of science that goes into supporting the muscles that hold your spine up and your neck. And that comes from really, really building the muscle, feeding the muscle well. And it really is a holistic approach to healthcare. And it's something that I wish that more doctors saw as an important piece, because I find that when people are looking for fitness or nutrition, they end up going to someone who may not be an expert in it. They may have taken a class, they may have done it themselves, but to be able to go to a one-stop shop where you can, you're working with someone who's qualified, who's a physician, who obviously has a passion, and they have the exercise piece of it. So it's almost like combining rehab and chiropractic care and wellness, right?
Yes.
So when someone comes into to the Spine House, kind of walk me through what they encounter, because it is set up a little bit different.
It's different because my office isn't just one office. It's not just a doctor's office. You walk into a gym, and the gym I'm in, Olympus Athletic Club, is a real, more so hardcore gym. Not too hardcore. There's not rusted barbells everywhere. There's not chalk everywhere. It's very clean. It's a very well-oiled machine, and the owner is amazing. The staff is amazing. But, I have people who walk in expecting just my office, and it's a full gym, standalone building, but it's off the highway, off Capitol Boulevard, and I'll greet them. I'll walk them into my office down the hall next to the treadmills, and then I have a little office probably half the size of this with, 9-foot ceilings, just painted them, have plants everywhere. So my office has a very homey feel.
Yeah.
But what we do, of course, is the history. I assess them, see what's going on, and I try to explain to people it's not, what I'm trying to fix or heal or get you back to isn't just out of pain. It's to increase your overall function. So if you have pain in your shoulder, I don't just want to get rid of your pain. That can probably happen in 1 or 2 sessions. I need to get you back to functioning at more than 100% so that this may not happen as easily again. There's no such thing as injury prevention, but we can help you fight injury better in the long run by, training you. And the goal of my sessions are to transition you from more hands-on manual therapy, like adjusting you, soft tissue work, cupping, muscle scraping. It's fun, it makes you feel good, but it's not what gives you the long-term results most of the time. So I want to transition you into the gym, or if you don't want that, we stay in my room, but I want to exercise with you. I want to show you how to be more confident and less scared of movement, and that's just the overall goal, honestly.
I think there's so much to unpack in that, because I think the movement piece and really the transition from being out of pain to how do I support this joint, this muscle, like the bones? How do I make sure that I am able to function for the rest of my life? Because I'm 49 years old. My husband is 55. Every time we do something, we're aching. And, he just had rotator cuff surgery. But, all of that stuff is aligned. And it really takes a lot to come back from it. And the last thing you want to do is go work out or do something that's important to you with your kids and get hurt from it, and then you're down for 6 weeks, right? So your people are coming in and they're getting fixed, and then they're getting some training, some back end advice, and they're back to the races, right?
Yes, hopefully, absolutely. And everyone's different. It takes time for different people. I have people who come in and get better in 1 or 2 sessions. I have people who, it's more realistic, where it's like, hey, we need to spend some time doing this for the next few weeks. I don't need to see you all the time. We'll talk in between sessions. Any questions you have, you can always message me or call me. I'm open access.
Yeah, it sounds more like a concierge style of service.
In today's time,
wellness.
I prefer that. Via social media, I just want people to feel like they have access to this person, and that, when you leave my office, you don't just go home. And then next time I see you, it's like, oh, what's going on? So open communication, it's my policy.
So where do you see Spine House growing from here? What's your vision?
So I would love right now, in the next year, to keep growing in the gym. Make it a little nicer, some more decor on the walls. I want a mirror in there, some more frames. But in general, I want like a sports performance therapy area in the gym on the turf, offer more modalities such as like compression or, cryotherapy, red light therapy. We also have a massage therapist now doesn't work with me, or it's not my employee, but he's right next door to me.
Right.
So we kind of play off one another, which is awesome for a lot of people. If I can adjust them, some exercises with them, and then they go in there and they relax. So that's also a new feature we have in the gym as well. But I just want to grow in that gym because that gym is expanding as well. It's just booming in that
And
area
I can
of
tell
downtown.
you're passionate about that. Like
Yeah,
if you're
I love it.
listening, you can probably hear it. But if you're watching, you can tell that he is super passionate about the strength training aspect of it and the
Yeah.
modalities. So when it comes to soft tissue manipulation, what is that?
So adjusting or cracking someone, or it's called HVLA or spinal manipulation, different names mean pretty much the same thing. When I'm adjusting someone, it allows, what it does for most people is if they have a hard time moving their neck one way or their back one way, it helps enhance range of motion. It releases endorphins, so you might feel more stress-free afterwards. I have people who say they sleep a lot better, they feel more focused.
Can you crack my neck right now?
Yes, absolutely. Your foot, your ankle, whatever you want.
I need some endorphins.
Same, we all do. But it's something that's just, and I can't emphasize this enough, it's a tool. A lot of times people need more than just the adjustment, so it's fun to pair that with other things, but I have people who react so well to just being adjusted where I'm like, you know what? You can go home. Like, that was awesome. They just feel so much relief and range of motion. They feel like they can move their neck and they just have a weight lifted off of them. So.
And then how does cupping play into that?
So what I do is online, I'm sure you see a lot of videos of people laying down, covered in bruises. That's not what I do, and it's really not appropriate or the correct way to do things. What we want to do is, put it on for a little bit, and all we need really is just to move it around. You'll see it sticks to you, and I'll move it around on them to help get the tissues there gliding over one another, help relieve the area of some stress in simple terms, and just pair that with then movement, because it helps just de-stress the area and allows you to move better.
Are your clients getting like some homework
Always.
for movement?
Oh yeah, they have to. It's not, the session with me is typically only once a week, maybe twice. At first, when you first come in, I'm like, listen, we need to get this pain under control, get you moving better, then we'll start pacing or spacing out our sessions. But yeah, I have to give them exercises, maybe some self-massage techniques and heat and ice. But once again, they always have access to me to message me over Instagram, and I'll respond when I can, say, hey, let's do this now. Let's modify this. Let's change your program a little bit. So there's always homework, there's always feedback and communication.
That's wonderful. So where can people find you online? It sounds like you're doing a lot of social, you're got a great web presence. So where can they find you?
So Instagram at Dr. Alex Spinoccia, which is Spinocccia. There's SpineHouseChiropractic.com. And those are two of the biggest ways. And right now, Instagram is my biggest driver. I love it. I promised myself from the get-go that when I started my own place, I would go absolutely hard with social media and create as much content as possible. I love it.
Yeah, you should definitely check out his Instagram because it is, you learn so much from it. I love it. I grew my business on Instagram too. So I think that videos and education now is the forefront of growing any business. And it really attracts people to you because the last thing anybody wants to do is go to a doctor they never have seen or talked to or heard from and not be a fit. And I think it can really cut through. And the people that probably walk in your door, they feel like they already know you, right?
I love it because I bought a chair from Wayfair last week. Beautiful accent chair, and I had like 4 people come in who are new patients, and they're just like, oh, there's a chair. I'm like, sit in it, it's comfortable. So it's nice, like small things like that. Oh, you bought a new plant, or the shelves, or you painted your walls. I'm like, yeah, I did. Thank you for noticing.
So Alex, why did you decide to build your business in Raleigh?
Well, I knew I wanted to move to Raleigh when I was very young. My dad moved here in 2003. Fast forward to now, I love the area as I was traveling here back and forth between New York and Raleigh. At the chiropractic school, I just figured that this area had so much growth going on, and I love the overall energy of the place, of downtown, Cary, Durham, everything. And I knew my business would be a great suit for this up-and-coming area with all the people moving here from places like Long Island. And I just wanted to have a business here that can grow alongside the area.
You had no accent until you said Cary and Long Island.
I know, it was a few words.
As soon as those 2 words came out, I was like, total Long Island.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, you've built a heck of a business. And if any of you are out there and this resonates with you, you're looking for chiropractic care, you're looking for a holistic approach, you want to improve the function of your body. You just don't have to be in pain to see Dr. Alex. You definitely need to get over there if you're thinking that you want to optimize your performance as well. Thank you so much, Alex, for joining us on the Best of Raleigh. Alex and I, we think that Raleigh is a pretty awesome place to live and work and build a business, right? And we hope that you do too. This show is to introduce you to the people, places, and things that you need to do in Raleigh and get to know in Raleigh. And if you are thinking about making a move into this area or around in this area, the Coley Group would love to help you find your slice of heaven in Raleigh. You can reach us at thecoleygroup.com and Alex at all of the contact infos below, and we'll see you on the next Best of Raleigh.